House of Cards is a very popular show on Netflix that draws attention to political corruption. But it also touches on certain issues involving equal pay. That's according to Robin Wright, who is one of the main actresses on the show. She is Claire Underwood, who plays the wife of Frank Underwood in the show. And they have equally important roles in the show. Without them, the show wouldn't even make any sense. Now, Claire Underwood's character just drew attention to the fact that she was actually getting paid less money than Kevin Spacey, who plays Frank Underwood. And as a result, she demanded that she gets equal pay, or else she would reveal the pay gap between the two actors.
Oh, damn.
She leveraged her power by threatening to go public about pay inequality. Mr. Spacey was making $500,000 per episode in 2014. Now, in 2014, Robin Wright actually won a Golden Globe for her role on the show. And she was making about $80,000 less than him. And so when she realized that, she was like, no, I need to get paid the same amount. She demanded it, and then they basically caved, and they gave her what she wanted. Yeah. Now, look, I know that a lot of people are probably like, oh, is $420,000 not enough money for you? It's not. Just ignore the amount. I know that that's a lot of money per episode, okay?
Holy shit, she makes more in an hour of speaking than Hillary Clinton does.
She does.
Go Robin Wright.
The amount of money actors and actresses make
based on Hillary
is
Clinton.
Just incredible.
$500,000. But think about how many people watch that show.
Can you imagine if I made like $500,000 within 2 years?
Oh, in 10 years. Oh, that's sad.
It would be so nice.
Oh, God. Yeah, and then you think about like the cast of Friends, who they don't even do an hour of good TV. They just did like 24 minutes of fairly mediocre TV.
Oh, I like that.
And they were getting like $1 million each. It's okay.
Anyway, but look, it's about the principle, okay?
Yes.
Now, there have been cases where, for instance, Jennifer Lawrence was upset that she wasn't getting paid as much as her male co-stars in American Hustle. But look, if you watch American Hustle, her role in that movie is not as important as, let's say, Bradley Cooper's, right? Mm-hmm. Bradley Cooper was in that movie, right? Yeah, so an argument could be made that it wasn't really a gender bias. It really had to do with one role having more speaking in it as opposed to your role. With Robin Wright, that's not the case.
Well, devil's advocate. Is it not the case in this case?
I don't think it is. I watch House of Cards.
I watch House of Cards. I love House of Cards. I think she's great in House of Cards.
It's not about her being, first of all, she is great, but I'm not doing a judgment on how good they are as actors or actresses.
I know.
I'm talking about their roles, and I think both of their roles are pretty equal in importance to the show.
I think that they're both really important, and their chemistry is incredibly important. Mm-hmm. And I would say after this season, it definitely is closer in terms of their importance. But I think if he left the show, that would be devastating to the show. Would it be as devastating if she left? You think so?
I think so.
I could be wrong. Maybe you're right.
I definitely think so.
And look, I wouldn't want her to leave the show. She's fucking awesome on the show.
I think the core of that show is not only political corruption, but the fact that this couple is working with one another in, honestly, a very loveless marriage in order to carry out their, what is it called?
Schemes?
To carry out their schemes, yeah. So without her role, the show wouldn't be as good. So I feel like in this case, the negotiation made sense. And I think that, holding their feet to the fire was the right thing to do.
Interesting.
I think it's fair.
It's possible. Look, I think I probably shouldn't focus this much on this, but if she was making $80,000 less, and that means if they were both making $1 million, she'd be making $160,000. So she was making 16% less than him. Mm-hmm. I would argue that his role is 16% bigger than hers, but I'm willing to
disagree.
And you could very well be right. And overall, it doesn't change the fact that regardless of the size of roles and how big of a name you are to bring in people, women do get underpaid. Even, I'm sure, in cases where they are the headliner on the show. Mm-hmm. I would say in the case where there are big disparities, you should get paid more. Like, I don't think anyone doubts that, like, Jessica Jones should get paid more than her co-stars because she's the draw of the show. I watch Glee. Lea Michele should make more than the guy she's dating on the show because she's the big draw and has the most minutes. But overall, when you look at the shows where men lead and where women lead, obviously women are getting screwed in TV and in movie.
Yeah.
And I do think it's good that Jennifer Lawrence, even though I agree that she's probably, in the case of American Hustle in particular, she's probably wrong. I bet that she got paid less as the star of Hunger Games than if it had been the dudes games or whatever. And so that's why it's good that they put that out there, because overall, we can quibble about little individual cases. Overall, things need to change.